Hey everybody, welcome to the river. Where are you paddling, man? I don't know. Backwards, I guess. It's still raining. Just wanted to show you with that deadfall. I had stuff going everywhere. It was all crazy. But useless information brought to you by Yakking Trails. Somebody that has some good advice is definitely not me. I told you not to give him tree feed. I did it. I thought it'd go away. Look at that. Pretty neat. That's why you got to get outside. That's why you got to get out here. You got to get out here. And off they go, the family. Well, good morning, guys. We are here at the Henry McAllister boat ramp on the New River. It's right off of Rhodestown Rd, which is right behind me. And we're gonna paddle down the New River to another outtake, the Oakhurst Landing. All right, so we got the boat put in. See, you can see it behind me. Right there, it's kind of a steep ramp. Or steep muddy bank, I guess would be a better way of saying it. But once you get in, you're fine. Just like I said, if you fall in, you know, you're gonna be wet. I got this here little launch. We'll jump down in there and see if we don't fall in. All right, guys, so we're out rolling down the New River. It's a black water river, which means that the tannins from the foliage and the leaves and everything make it the water really dark. It's not necessarily unclean, it's actually really clean. It's just a black river. It's got almost like a tea colored water, and it runs through Onslow County. It's one of the only rivers that its headwaters and it ends in the ocean in the same county. So this is not the New River that is on the western side of the state. Yes, that's right, we have two New Rivers in the same state. This one's a lot shorter. It's in Onslow County. It's 5 minutes from my house, 2 minutes from my in-laws' house. So luckily it's a spring day, so there's not a lot of bugs out today, which I still like. It's a little bit humid, you know, it's April. Probably gonna rain a couple times today. Not a big deal. I got all day to do 10 miles. We're just floating along in no hurry at all. Love it. So they keep it trimmed up so you can get through. Generally not too bad. I've never had a spot on here where you couldn't paddle through it, so we'll see today if maybe that changes. I'm pretty sure though the amount of boats that run up and down here will be alright. Yep, somebody's old dock or cover into a gazebo or something. Florence ripped through here, and I think the water was so high though that it really didn't affect the small part of the river too much. It pushed a lot of stuff up, you know, on the tops here. It's real flat around here, of course, but it was something to behold, that's for sure. Yeah, there used to be some docks through here. We got a good 7-8 miles of just nice, almost a creek. I would consider it a creek, but it is the river. It's always here. Never dries up. It's been used for thousands of years. They found Indian artifacts, and there's an old dugout canoe that they found. Huge dugout canoe, 38 feet or something. I don't know, I'll try to look it up, but it's at the Onslow County Museum. It's also the library. Starting to rain a little bit. It'll be alright though. Hear them birds? Hey look, a couple of chairs for wildlife viewing opportunity. Alright, so I think that log's floating. I may be able to get over it. Man, this trash is really disgusting. People, trash, huh? That log floater? Nope. Man. So we made it through the first deadfall. It was a very old, very big log. It got caught crossways in there. So what I did is I just I tied my anchor line, which is just a simple chain, around a tree on the side, paddled over, grabbed a hold of that log, and then pulled it together, and then it made enough room where I could swish on through. So and of course now it's raining pretty good, so that's pretty exciting. Two thumbs up to rain, right? At least it's not cold. It's like 72 degrees or something. So on the vines and stuff that does hang down in any branches, there's usually little friends on there, you know, little 8-legged friends. So just, you know, you may not want to always grab a vine, always grab a bush that's hanging over your head. Most of the spiders and insects out here aren't going to hurt you or anything like that, but some people don't like them crawling around on you. I got a couple in the yak just for messing around with that deadfall. I had stuff going everywhere. It was all crazy. But, all right, well, let's continue on. This dock has been here for years. I'm very surprised that it made it through the hurricane, but she sure enough did. I'll swing around. Y'all can see it. So it's just a floating dock, and they keep it nice and mowed up on top there. So it is a nice spot. It's about a mile or so down from the put-in, but it's not all just muddy banks. There is houses and stuff. You'll hear children, and you'll smell manure from the farms. It's always an adventure. So, off we go. Maybe the rain will stop. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Ah. Cool little river camp. Not a bad spot. Not a bad spot. Good to see it made it. Hey guys, so just a quick pit stop. It finally stopped raining and a little bit damp, so figured it'd be good to stand up and let the the whole pants drain out a little bit. But yeah, we're just stopped along the river. There's a lot of these nice little spots for you to pull over and enjoy. Usually they're kind of grassy, not too muddy. You know, just a little damp, but usually hard ground. But yeah, we're gonna go back over here real quick. Check out all these flowers back in there, all these springtime flowers. Whoop. So come along with me, and we'll go for a quick walk. Wow. Look at the colors. Oh my gosh. It just goes on and on and on. Look at that. It's pretty neat. That's why you got to get outside. That's why you got to get out here. You got to get out here. Now, you know, if you live in or around Jacksonville or Onslow County or Eastern North Carolina, then yeah, get outside, folks. Nice spring day. Overcast, rainy, spring showers. All right, so it's raining again. But see, you're gonna come down this long straight cut. You see it back behind me? And it goes way out in front of me too. So this long straight cut was cut by the Corps of Engineers in 1950, yeah. So they come through here and cut it straight to from my understanding, to help avoid flooding, you know, trying to push the water out a little bit better. And when they did, they came across this huge dugout canoe that was really old, and so should be a placard up here somewhere for it. And so the farmer that owned the land next to it, he said that he wanted it, so, and they said go ahead if you could move it, because they need it out of their way. So he got his tractor down there and then yanked it out and stored it in his barn or something for a long time. And then eventually he donated it to the museum, and that's where it now resides. So, you know, people have been using this route for trade and commerce for a long time, and the fact that they were taking, you know, 30-foot dugout canoes up and down these windy little rivers is definitely a testimony to what they did, what they could do. Just useless information brought to you by Kayaking Trails. Down the road of life. See the trees moving up there. I don't know what that is. So we could talk about wildlife out here. What kind of fish are in this river? Obviously you're gonna have catfish and some bass, but there's a lot of bowfin, and there's some what else is there? Some pickerel. Every now and then they come up in here. And you got gar. That's another neat fish. Of course you got a wide variety of turtles in here. And yes, the occasional alligator. People more worried about alligators than they are anything else, but wouldn't worry about too much of the natural stuff out here. It's not really interested in you. Seen quite a few snakes out here. Never had one bother me. Never had one try to approach the kayak or anything, or threaten to take my money, or ask for $3.50. Never give an animal $3.50, because they will follow you everywhere. If you know what that's from, then you can go ahead and comment on that. That'd be cool. Give him $3.50. Oh, monster, or Loch Ness monster. I told you not to give him $3.50. I did it. I thought he'd go away. All right, we're losing it. Losing the marbles. Where are you paddling, man? I don't know. Backwards, I guess. There we go. Crazy hair. Losing hair. Hey, men over 40, right? Happens, man. Shave it pretty soon. All right, so we're almost to the end of the cut. Long straightaway. Just kind of mist and rain right now. Hopefully it holds out a little bit. My hat's falling on us back here. It's a little damp. Yeah, so if you're gonna paddle the New River, bring most important thing would probably be bug spray. I'm not having a problem with bugs right now, but if I didn't bring it, I would. But bug spray, a little bit of toilet paper. Always have a little toilet paper in a Ziploc bag in your pants, or easily accessible. You never know when you're gonna get excited, you know, and just be like, ooh. So make sure you got that. Of course, a PFD, and then a change of dry clothes. Even though it's warm today, the water's still pretty chilly, and you just never know what's gonna happen. Throw a change of clothes in a dry bag, stuff it in your kayak or your canoe. With the dry clothes, pack a little towel too, because you know, if you're wet, you might want to dry off. What else to bring? Snacks. Always bring snacks. I love to eat, so always bring snacks. Bring an extra paddle, okay? Got an extra paddle stored inside of the kayak. It doesn't got to be a fancy paddle, but something to get you home, because if your paddle breaks and or you lose it, then you would be, well, as the saying goes, right, up the creek without a paddle. And you see how good your bushcraft skills are to make yourself a paddle. But yeah, just throw an extra paddle in there, some extra clothes, some snacks, some water, and then just get out and go. That's all that you need. Other nice things to bring would be a little chair if you wanted to, if you want to get out and sit down for a while. Hat, sunglasses, even on a cloudy day, bring some sunglasses. Because if that sun does pop out, it'll be bright on the water. And of course your camera, your phone, whatever. And that kind of stuff. What else I got? Oh, I got a cooler back there. Y'all see that? I'll just show it to you in a little bit, but I got the cooler in the back of the kayak, and there's nothing really in there that needs to stay cold, but the cooler is two things. It is waterproof and it floats. So those things kind of help you out, right? On a rainy day out in the kayak. So in case I do flip over, it is bungee corded shut, so hopefully the lid won't undo. And if it did come out, it would float. And then it's somewhere to put my stuff. Yeah, it's starting to rain pretty good now. I'll put my hat back on. This is my rain hat. Just a cheap waffly little rain hat. Worked pretty good though, keep the rain off it. Hey everybody, welcome to the river. We gotta be serious. Be serious, man. People are watching this. Okay. You gotta be serious sometimes. Is that better? And then just be on the lookout for stuff to do. Like paddle upwind in the rain. That's always fun. If you are in the market for buying a kayak or a canoe, somebody that has some good advice is definitely not me, but there's some good people that you can get good advice from. One is Headwaters Kayak. I'll leave that in the description below. Dan, I guess is his name. I don't know him or anything, but he has a great channel with some amazing information that's really down to earth and can really help you decide of what style of kayak or canoe maybe that you're in. He does a lot of great reviews, so it kind of give you an idea maybe of what direction that you want to head if you're new to it. If you're already experienced, then obviously you probably know which way that you're going. But yeah, he's a great source. And if you're looking for more like advanced techniques of how to paddle, how to kayak, once again, I would not be a good suggestion for anything. Just kind of figured out myself. But another guy would be River Kings. Go check out his channel. He is definitely an experienced waterman, and he gives you a lot of good advice. So if you got questions about that, watch it. Maybe stay at a Holiday Inn Express a couple nights, and then you should be an expert by then. So go ahead, jump on it. But really, if you're nervous about getting out here in a kayak or doing something, then watch a couple videos. It's not rocket science. You're floating along in a little plastic boat. It's not terribly difficult. So you'll figure out your paddle style and your strokes and all that craziness, whatever that you want. But yeah, just come out here and have some fun. So hope I've yacked your ears off enough. Fish are starting to jump around us. All right, it's still raining, but I just wanted to show you this cypress tree. It's probably one of the biggest cypress trees I've seen on the New River. It's off a little tributary, and it's definitely old. You got to remember that you don't see a lot of old cypress trees because early American explorers came through here and logged all this. The trees of North Carolina were legendary to make ships' masts and ships building. That's where you get the Tar Heel state from the pitch off of the trees and the tar that they would use for different products and different means to seal ships and just a wide variety. Tar and pitch was a high commodity back in the day. But anywho, that's why you don't see a lot of old mature trees, is because they've already gone through and cut them down. But hopefully now we can maybe save some of this land and save some of these things, and maybe a couple hundred years from now, or 500 years from now, these trees will just be humongous. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? My hat, so grizzly. So one other piece of gear I did not mention. Yes, I got rain jacket and I got rain pants too. I don't have them on right now because I knew I'd be out tromping around. It's pretty warm. Just wasn't real concerned about it. But one other piece of gear that I did bring, which is very beneficial, is a poncho. So that's what's over my legs right now. It's just a standard military grade poncho, and it works out really, really good. Yes, it's kind of a pain to paddle in because it just has a little head hood, and then your arms would have it all flailing out. But it works real great as like a impromptu tarp, or just something to keep you dry. So I just throw it over my legs, which are already wet, but it keeps them from getting wetter, and it holds your heat in case you're getting a little bit chilly. Which I'm not, but I just was tired of getting rained upon consistently. And then you can use it for a variety of different things. If you needed to, if I wanted to stop and get out and set up a little dry space, I could with it. So poncho is definitely something nice to always bring with you. Always bring a hammock too, you know? You never know when you just want to lay down for a while. Take a nap. If I'm gonna be lost, I'll be lost in style and comfort. All right, so here it is. This is that the New River notes. They leave these little signs out. Some of them have gotten destroyed, but some of them are still here. And let's see if I can get it. Current's getting me. Life on the river. This region marks the end of the straightening done by the Army Corps engineers. It can also be very shallow in sites near here, less than 2 feet deep, due to limestone formations. During the 1968, so I was off on that by a little bit, dredging of the New River along this track, a 38-foot dugout canoe was uncovered. The canoe, more than 800 years old, is now on exhibit at the Onslow County Museum in Richlands. So there you go. Man, that's an old canoe right there, 800 years old, huh? Or at least that's what they say. That's crazy, 800 years ago, huh? Now, there's some debate, like I said, whether early explorers made it. And they say that because we weren't here 800 years ago. Early European explorers weren't, or the Spanish or anybody, but because of the shape of the hull, it's got more of a V shape in the front and the back, which was uncommon for the Native Americans. Didn't mean that they didn't do it, you know, but maybe they just did it for this region here. Or maybe that tree was that old, and the early explorers is what some people say. But yeah, either way, it's a big old canoe, 38 foot canoe. Imagine paddling a 38-foot canoe. What are your thoughts? Dun-dun-dun-dun. You know, fish jumping around. They tease you all day, ain't after your stuff. So once you get past that straightaway, there are some very nice spots, especially on the left-hand side, to maybe stop if you wanted to, hang out, picnic, overnight. I have to clean the screen, you get kind of wet. Those are definitely gar jumping. I had one roll right up next to the boat, and it's definitely a gar. Hey guys, so I just went through another big old pile of down stuff, and if we look at the end of the stick that was floating along, you should know what that is. That's a beaver chew. The beaver chewed all this up. There's been a lot of it around here, so obviously there's a beaver in the area. It's pretty fresh. I mean, it's not an old log, and it's you can see where he's eating off all the bark. There's a bunch of little teeth marks on it up until that point there, and he chewed off that there. So I would imagine he's trying to make a dam. I see a lot of down stuff in one area. So and I cleaned the screen. Camera was just dripping wet. It's about time for a break. Eat some lunch. Next good spot we find to pull over, we'll stop and eat some lunch. Starting to hear the city, but I still also hear them birds. Got another sign. And the gar flipping everywhere around me. Put my paddle in the water, kind of disturbs them, I guess. And there's a deer fly landing on my phone, on my camera. Ooh, there's a critter I don't like. Ooh, they always get on the back of your head and bite you. All right, let me slow her down here. Floodplain diversity. This area is the furthest upstream that saltwater reaches during drought conditions. There is a very wide floodplain on both sides of the river as you continue towards Jacksonville. It is easy to spot palmettos in the woods. The federal census, conducted every 10 years, provides a wonderful insight to those who lived in this area adjacent to the river. One can imagine the families with names like Burton, Hines, Gerganis, Justice, and others who made a living farming the rich soil. There you go. It's getting pretty shallow. See how them fish jump? Hey guys, there's a barn owl right up in this tree. Let's see if I can get him on there. Where'd he go? There he is. Alright, check out this. He flies out. He's looking straight at me. I'm gonna take you out of the rocker here. Alright, here it is. Pouring rain, but yeah. Pretty cool, man, pretty cool. Hey guys, so it is pit stop time. Give you a little quick show around without getting too wet. The rain's continuing to fall pretty good. So I stopped real quick. I put up my poncho. There it is. the paddle's holding it up. Just throw it up real quick. Just give me a little bit of dry area to go ahead and eat some lunch. It's been raining pretty steady, so their forecast of 30%. I don't know. Still having a great time. So I'm gonna sit down and grab some lunch. I can do that. And for my seat, bam. Didn't bring a chair, but I do have the cooler. All right, so what do we got in our little lunch? Let's check it out. Today we got some nuts, which I've already eaten most of. And we got chicken, because I like chicken, right? We also got some, you got these little peanut butter snacks, these little things of peanut butter. They're pretty good. I eat that with my Triscuits. Love me some Triscuits. And of course, the pear. All right, there is some yogurt in there for maybe a little bit later, but right now, chicken sounds like a deal to me, and a pear. So there we go. Let me put this down. Not too bad. I got a dry spot, and my shirt's dry. My torso is pretty dry. My legs, not so much. But hey, chicken. It's not really raining hard. It's just more consistent now. Like a heavy drizzle. Heavy. It's funny, in the wintertime, they'll call it thunderstorms and rain. And, you know, sorry about your weather forecast, but it's all rainy today. But in the spring, they're like, oh, it's just spring showers, you'll be fine. It's still rain, dude. Just say it's rain. All right, so we're back on the river after lunch, and it was a good time to stop and eat because it rained pretty hard and then it stopped. So enjoying a nice reprieve. I'm pretty soaked. My chest isn't too bad. One of these high performance shirts, and I got a tank top underneath. But so taking this in time to maybe dry out a little bit. But yeah, back on the river. Turning out real nice. Wind died down a little bit, and let's roll on, man. Roll on highway. Let's go. This is what you see. I remember last year I came through here. It was a little bit warmer. It was sunny and hot, and there was a big old snake warming himself up on this tree here. I think it was this one. You know, one tree's as good as the next, but not today. It's a little too cloudy and cool. You hear the owls now? There they are. Those ducks are right in front of me. There they go. Alright guys, well, go around this here, man. Ooh, there's an alligator right there. Look at that dude. Oh man. That was a big one. Oh my gosh. Look at the wake of that guy. So the question is, where do they go, right? I think they go to the bottom. That dude was big. I don't know how big. We didn't see him, so we can say he's as big as we want, but it wasn't no little 3 or 4 footer, I'll tell you that. Even a 6 foot ain't gonna make that big a wake. I guess moving my boat, it's so big the wake is. It's pretty awesome. Right by them ducks too. Like I interrupted his snack. Maybe he'd be upset. Want a little mat snack. A little yakking snack. It's getting kind of wider. It's definitely brackish water. You'll see barnacles and oysters and stuff on the base of the trees with the tides low. So we're just about at that point where the tide has a good influence. So when you get down this low though, there's not a whole lot of places to pull over without getting wet. So, you know, if you are doing this whole trip, before you get to the split, where it splits left and right, you may want to stop and stretch your legs before you're headed down. Fish jumping. But looks like this guy survived the hurricane. There was a dock right to my right that is no longer there, and the hill is definitely a lot closer to the shore. And there was a dock here and some other stuff where that slide is. But hey, look at that. So about a mile before here, maybe a little more than that, there was a big house on the right side, and it used to have this really cool dock, and I wonder where it went. It was just gone. And here it is. Look at that. Imagine the power. All that water rushing through here. Big old mark on the top of that tree too, a couple feet above that. Wonder that's where it hit it. Wow, huh? Yeah, man. That's some serious power to get that baby down here from a mile back up this thing. Way back up to where those trees are at in the mist, way back there. Twists and turns. Woo, doggy. Yeah, man, it's been a great time. So this is the bigger part of the river here. It's starting to widen out, and then Like I said, once you get past Jacksonville, the boat ramp, it gets really wide. Then you'll be in Camp Lejeune. Of course, adhere to the warning signs. Do not anchor, do not dredge. So if you had plans on dredging out here in your kayak, you know, make sure call the local authorities first. You know why they got to put that sign there? Because somebody done that before. That's why. Somebody had a dredger and hit a power line somewhere. Right? You an osprey? Mighty dark osprey. Oh, you an osprey, all right. Yeah, buddy. I thought that was an osprey nest. It's a big one though, man. I see some ospreys, man. I got it there. Large and in charge. And look what he got. He got himself a nice deck. And he's living a good life. More debris from the hurricane. I can't believe how far it carried all that stuff. Goodness gracious. Alright. Raining again, but anywho. You paddle down, you come on this wide open spot here. A larger bay. And then the river splits left and right. You go back up to the right, that's Blue Creek. Or you go left, that's New River. Well, it's not raining too bad, so I figure I'd take this moment to thank everybody for tagging along with me and you know, just get out there. Get out on the New River. During the summertime, there'll be a lot of people on this river here. A lot of boaters, a lot of kayakers, paddle boarders, and all that goodness. You want to take a look? Just a little trailer down by the river. They got a house way back up on the hill. Not a bad little spot. There's the Oakhurst ramp. About on time. It's a little. There we go. And you're supposed to ram it up in there. Ready? Ramming speed. And so we back at the ramp, and then you just pull yourself up there. Pretty neat. Woohoo! And we're done. All right, guys. So I just pulled in, got on the ramp there. This is the ramp behind me. Just slide right in there, nice and easy. Right across the way is the end of a road, so you could always take that route too if you don't want to. And then from here, we'll go wait on my beautiful wife, but she's back up here. Short walk. Oh, it feels good to get out and stretch the legs a little bit. Yeah, we'll just be walking up here. So it's great to have you along today. Ooh, it's slippery. And hope to see you next time here on Yakin Trails. So as you can see, all survived. This is the end of a neighborhood. You walk up here. And hopefully she'll meet me right here. I hope. Because this is a long walk back from here. Especially in wet clothes, man. So this is it. This is the Oakhurst parking lot. Not very fancy. There are no potties or nothing, so you know, do what you gotta do, but that's it. So until next time, whoo!